Consciously, what the person is hearing is, oh, you never, oh, you always, oh, you this. So it's like, well, if my partner don't think I'm going to actually be better, what's the point of me trying to be better?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm trying to even be better in whatever capacity and it's not even being received, why the fuck try harder? What's good, family? Welcome back to Relationship Wise. I'm Terrell, and this is
Tasia.
Listen, we back with another video. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of want to just get straight into it because, like, I'm tired of telling people go ahead and subscribe. You feel me? All that there. So if you find value by the end of this video, we hope you do your thing. You feel me? So let's start. First things first, y'all. This week's topic is about speaking so that your partner can be more receptive to what you're saying, right? So one of the first tips, right, is we got to learn to choose the right time, right? Because timing matters. We got to avoid initiating conversations when our partners are stressed or tired or distracted, right? And we also got to learn to create a calm environment for our partner. You feel me? Make sure both of you have time to talk or are in a setting that promotes open discussion, right? For like a lot of times when we talk to our partner, we always try to talk to them at sometime maybe an inconvenient time for them. We got to check their energy level, see if they even ready to have a conversation. You know what I mean? I know a lot of times when Tasia come home or I come home, I kind of give myself some time and I give her some time. So I don't be like all of her face, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's funny enough, she'll gradually after, 5-10 minutes, maybe 20 or 30, she'll come up to me and be like, babe, you ain't gonna guess what happened today. This member did this, right? So it'd be funny, you got to just give your partner that space enough to open up to you, to make sure you create room for them to have that comfort and be able to talk to you, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times we always try to pressure things out of people. Nah, give them that space, make sure they're comfortable, and go from there. Let's see. So the second one, you want to go ahead and read the second one, babe?
Hold on.
Sure.
It says use I statements.
Yes.
Express your feelings. Say I feel or I need instead of blaming with you always or you never. This helps avoid defensiveness.
Right. Be
clear about your emotions. Speak from your perspective without making accusations.
Facts. It's funny because when we're talking, believe it or not, babe, it's better to literally say, I feel this as opposed to what that person did and how it made you feel. So for example, a lot of times people say, I don't like when, or I hate when you always leave the cap off the toothpaste, or I hate when you always leave the dishes in the sink, right? Really and truly, you don't really, you do hate those things. Yes, that's true. That's fair. But the problem is what you're doing is complaining about their action as opposed to saying, as opposed to telling them what you like. Saying, I like when the house feels tidy. I like when the house feels decluttered or empty or whatever. Right. So when you shift from blaming the person with what they're doing and this, that, and the third, talk about how you feel instead of what they're doing wrong. And they'll be more apt to actually listen and say, dang, like, I know I may feel like that, or damn, I actually want to make sure that the house is clean when my spouse or my significant other comes home. Right. And that's just important to consider. What you think, babe?
I was about to say, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Sure.
Although I agree with what you're saying and what this is saying, but like when you say I like a clean environment or this, that, and the third.
Yep.
If you're with somebody, shouldn't they know what you like?
Yes and no, right? So I agree. Yes, they should be paying attention to you, they should be studying their partner. Man, study your partners. Don't slack, right? However, we're not always mind readers, and more importantly, just the mind reading part too, or just as equal. Men have to make sure that, dang, I just lost my train of thought. Hold on, that's coming back to me. you got to make sure that that person's in the headspace to do what needs to be done. Because sometimes people would just either be busy or personally, I'm speaking for myself like that. I'll be busy, or in my mind be racing with a whole bunch of ideas, and I don't always focus on what's directly in front of me because I have 10,000 things up here, and it's like, yeah. So
and then another devil advocate.
Devil advocate. That's crazy.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Is how many times do you expect somebody to say I need or I expect whatever before it transitions to you always, you never?
That's a good point.
Because if you explain to that person saying that I need or I like this is like this or I need stuff like this. And let's say you give it 3 times, third time's a charm. After that third time and they still not taking a hit, then it becomes, you always doing this. You ain't never doing that.
Right.
Like, so.
Right. Well, fair. And there's nothing wrong with expressing that, like, hey, I need you to pick up, or hey, I need you to do more. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem with those always, never, each they are, what's the word? Absolutist concepts. So what makes people so defensive is the fact that when you say, oh, you never, oh, you always, oh, you this, what you're basically telling that person is you already expect them to not do it. And you got to be careful with that, because subconsciously, you got to be careful. Listen, for real, you got to be careful, because subconsciously what the person is hearing is, oh, you never, oh, you always, oh, you this. So it's like, well, if my partner don't think I'm going to actually be better, what's the point of me trying to be better? If I'm trying to even be better in whatever capacity and it's not even being received, why the fuck try harder?
Out of devil's advocate, and more into our relationship.
Yes,
I know that I am, or I could be, like the you always or you never or whatever.
Correct. Yeah.
Which I know in the past we had this conversation about this whole communicating. What is it? Styles.
Yes. Yeah.
Communicating styles. So I try not to do that, but I'm not gonna hold you. Look, what you just said, like you don't have the what the hell did you just say? You literally just said it.
The verbiage.
Like, you don't believe that person is actually gonna do it or whatever.
Yeah.
When certain things, when it come to you, I may not say that you always, you never, but I'm holding that with a grain of salt in the back of my head that it's gonna actually get done. Yeah. Like, I may not say it, I just sit back and watch and be like, okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. But I ain't gonna have I ain't got high hopes that it's gonna get done.
Yeah.
Because I know.
Yeah.
And because it's always it's always the same thing.
Let me give you a different word, majority. It's
9 times out of 10.
Right, yeah. 9 times out of 10. Yeah, that's fine.
It's always the same thing.
I see what I be dealing with. And I get that, right? I get that. Because again, I can be better, right? But the problem too, though, at least I'm just speaking for me personally, is when you say that to me, at least, I'd be like, I go into this place where I'm like, you know what? If I do it, I'm going to go ahead and do this, or I'll eventually get to it. But I sometimes feel like, what's the point in being better if by the time I'm better, you're just going to be like, finally. You know what I mean? Like I mean, think about that for real, which is funny. I get what
you're saying,
which is hilarious, because a lot of times people they get stuck in that loop where it's like, and whether it's communicating, whether it's sex, whether it's wanting people to just do things for them. It's if you already built the standard of having a low expectation or not believing in somebody's potential or ability to be better, right? Or just, I mean, a lot of people can't teach, but fuck it.
It just comes as a surprise.
I guess.
When you do it.
I guess,
so maybe. Like, it's something like, I don't have an example.
I was about to say, give me an example.
Yeah, I don't have an example. But if it was something that I've constantly asked you to do. And you don't do it. And then, but you know that it's your task to do it. I may not mention it no more. Let's sit back and see if he miraculously get the willpower to do something.
Yeah.
And then, but I still may not have the hopes that, like, I'm gonna be like, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing and see if he do it without me having to say it. But in my mind, I'm like, don't get your hopes too high. You still might not do shit.
Yeah.
So, but then if you turn around and do it, it's gonna be like, oh, okay. Like, you shocked. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Which, fair. I get that, right? And I'm gonna assume, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna assume this is mostly about like chores and stuff like that. It could be more, but mostly.
Basically, yeah.
And I mean, I already said I'm clearly a mess.
Like the one thing that eats me up is laundry.
Yeah.
That eats me up.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he would start laundry. I'm trying to figure out, you start it.
Yeah.
You put it in a dryer, and then the clothes sit in a dryer.
Yeah. Sometimes
for hours,
for days.
Sometimes for days. And then he start another load randomly in the day. Again, take those out. Or no. He take the clothes out the dryer, sit it on top of the dryer, and not fold them. And it just eats me up. Like, why can we not just finish the entire laundry process?
Yeah.
I didn't grow up doing that. And I understand why he does it. I grew up wash, dryer, out the dryer, in the dryer, folded. Yeah. By the time that's done, out the dryer, folded until everything's complete.
Right.
I get why he do it because I don't know if you want me to go into detail. Well, like, because at your dad's house, we didn't use dryer. You didn't use the dryer. Yeah. So you're used to having to sit the clothes
on the clothesline for 5 to 6 hours, maybe a full day.
And then go in and get them and whatever. So I get why you do it, but my God, is that like
it eats you up?
That's my biggest.
That's your biggest gripe.
Yes. And sometimes I take over. I just say, you know what, I'm doing the laundry. Yeah. And I complete it because I just can't. It should not take 3 days to do laundry. We 2 people, we ain't got that much clothes. It literally be like 2-3 loads, and the third load is like this small because it's only white clothes, and I don't got that much whites. He got all the white, so it's basically his shit. Yeah. So and I'm like,
it's whites in the dirty box right now that I gotta clean, but
3 days. Yeah. To do 2 people worth of laundry is ridiculous. Yeah. That's my that grinds my gears right there.
I bet. But yeah. I gotta get better at that. I do. Ain't no argument. I just gotta get better. You're right.
And no matter how times I say it, and it's like.
It's like, this nigga need to just tighten up. What the fuck? Yeah.
So sometimes instead of be like, man, you always doing this, I be like, take the clothes out of the dryer. Take the clothes out of this. Yeah. Like I have to tell you, all right, clothes stop.
Yeah, facts. I can't wait to be rich so I can just outsource that. No. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just have to get better at it in the meantime because it just be But I get it. And again, that's fair, but it's better that you say just take the clothes out of the dryer, but you shouldn't have to, but it's better that you say that. So fair. Another thing that we touched on was be clear about your emotions, right? So speak from your perspective without making accusations. That's huge. I don't think a lot of people know how to do that, right? Like, but a good example of it is basically, going back to the laundry example is, hey, I feel like the routine in the house is not complete when laundry isn't done. Right? When you tell me about how you feel with something, it's a lot different than just my actions. See, if it's about you and not what I'm doing, a lot of times I'll be more receptive to it, right? Like I'll listen to the tick close out the dryer as opposed to you always. I'm like at that point, just like anything else, when you hear, oh, you always do this, it's like, man, why I'm finna try to do it now? They just tried me. Fuck all that. I ain't finna listen to nothing they got to say. Like, we have that. Most people have that combative kind of spirit, and because of that, I'm just very, very, I want people to be more mindful of how they approach words, how they approach their partner, using them absolute phrases, never, each, always. Try to take them out your vocabulary as best you can when talking to somebody, so that it helps just, minimize ego, and things like that. And this accusation piece, I ain't gonna hold you. This shit, a lot of people don't know how to. A lot of times, people don't know how to speak without accusing anybody, and that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Luckily, we don't do that in our relationship. Well, you kind of do, but like also like on genuine or general BS stuff, but not like big thing. What were you about to say though?
I was about to say you don't like the accusation thing because you don't like taking the blame for something that you ain't do.
Yeah, but
what I mean to say is like it probably stems from that for you.
Yeah, of course, right? Like that's definitely childhood trauma. But for me, it kills me. And I think this is where I've had a lot of huge problems in the past, even with exes and stuff. Like, I think I said the story on here before. An ex said literally one time, like, oh, who is this girl that's liking your picture? I'm like, I told her the girl's name, whatever. And then she's like, oh, did you guys talk when you were in Tallahassee? I'm like, no, And I said, but I was like, one, like that's so-and-so, like, and on top of that, she's in Texas. She's like, so, but y'all can still be connected now. I'm like, like when she was talking to me like that, I'm like, how? First of all, I live in Florida. Sis live in Texas. Me and you see each other on a regular. How would I be connected to sis? Like, that don't make any sense to me. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like that can't happen. I'm saying, like, where does this accusation lead? That don't make. Am I going crazy? Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense.
So I'm like, I was just like, and I just brushed it off. And in my mind, if I was able to go back, I would go back and check, sis. Like, dog, don't be insecure about your position or my ability for women to like my picture. I don't even know how to phrase that. Like, I don't like being accused of shit that I can't control. Like, what? You trying to tell me it's my fault that she liked my picture? I can see if I liked hers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You feel me? Like, if I liked hers, I'm showing interest.
I can't control her fingers.
I can't control her fingers at all. You feel me? Like, so if a bitch go, what I'm gonna say? What I'm gonna do? I can't control her emotions. I can't control her. Anyway, you feel me? But yeah, so that threw me for a loop. I was like, what type of shit? Anyway, but yeah, so the accusations. Learn. And if you are going to blame somebody or blame something, literally blame their actions. Don't blame the person, right? So again, going back to, forget laundry, let's talk about like something simple like leaving the cap off the toothpaste. Literally say, hey, can you put the cap back on the toothpaste? That bothers me. Is a lot different from you always leave the cap off the toothpaste. What's wrong with you? Right? I know they are this. It sounds the same, but one of them is going to be received a lot better. So yeah. Anyway, so the third point is be an active listener, right? So listen first before you speak. Make sure you've heard their perspective. This shows respect and that you value their opinion, right? And repeat back, right? Paraphrase what they said to confirm understanding and show that you are engaged, right? Which I think is pretty straightforward. Because when you're talking to somebody, you always literally want to say, let me make sure I got this right. X, Y, Z, this, that, and the third, da. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So, because a lot of times people, one, they want to be heard. Two, it makes sure that you understand clearly. And three, everybody's on the same page. Like, there's no better way to understand it than that. You feel me? So, yeah, I think those three are pretty solid, right? Because trust me, in a relationship, you want to be heard and received more than anything, right? So, all right. So next segment, babe. You want to talk a little bit about the 75 hard? I know we ain't
I
start
was
yet.
like, what's the next segment? I don't even know.
75 hard.
What about it? So we started tomorrow.
Started tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow.
We're waking up at what time?
4:00.
So I need to be in bed right now. Okay.
Soon, yes. Mm-hmm.
So working out twice a day.
Yes.
So that's why we're waking up at 4 something. We're gonna go on a walk, run, whatever, in the complex, and then our second workout will be what I guess pretty much individual because I get home before him.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna do my little thing that I'll be doing on the TV.
Yeah.
As my second workout. Working out twice a day, 45 minutes each. One has to be outside, which is why we're going outside.
Right.
Reading 10 pages of a nonfiction book or a book.
In her case.
What was it? Drink a gallon of water a day.
Yes.
And
stick to a diet, right? Make sure you don't drink any alcohol. Mm-hmm. And they say take progress pics daily, but I'd rather just take them like weekly. I might take them daily. We're going to see. If I got the phone storage for all that.
Once every week.
Yeah. Once a week would probably be better.
And then our diet is pretty much going to be like no sweets, no junk in general.
Yeah.
We don't really drink juice like that. Very rare. It's very rare that we buy it. So we stick to the water, coconut water. We bought
O&T. We bought a whole bunch of tea. So
and then meals pretty much just meat and veggies. We don't really do rice like that anyways.
Yeah.
But I did cook some potatoes, like roasted potatoes. So that'll be my little carb here and there. But other than we don't really eat rice.
Maybe quinoa like in a couple weeks or something.
That's like the only other stuff that we eat. I'm not gonna do no pasta because one, if I'm gonna eat pasta, I'm gonna want real pasta, not chickpea pasta. I don't like that. It's not the same. I don't care. No. It's not the same. If I'm gonna eat pasta, it's gonna be the regular old pasta.
Right.
So we just gonna cut that out altogether.
Yeah.
Bread, we don't really
we don't eat bread like that.
We don't even buy bread. So
But if we do end up having like super carby or starchy foods, we just gonna make sure it's like whole wheat bread. If we have like toast or something like that.
I ain't gonna really have no bread because we don't buy bread on the regular. So
yeah, but you never know with the amp up of like us working out twice a day. You don't know how I don't know how my body gonna react just yet. So I don't want to be like,
that's why I'm eating breakfast. I'm typically not the person that eats breakfast at all.
Same.
So I did get last week I brought yogurt to try it out with granola or whatever, and I've been enjoying it. So I brought a bigger case from BJ's to kind of get me through breakfast, something light, because early in the morning I don't be feeling like eating anything really. Yeah, I get hungry later. So I'm gonna incorporate breakfast. Yeah, and yeah.
All right, facts. I mean, same for me in terms of breakfast, right? Like I normally have at least like a fruit, like an apple, some watermelon, cantaloupe, maybe some grapes, just something to kind of peck on in the morning. Nothing too crazy, just something that has water in it, alkaline-ish, anything like that is my vibe, really. So about the 75 hard, babe. Do you have do you have any fears, or what are you most excited for? And do you want to put up a weight loss prediction?
I don't per se have any fears.
Yep.
I just haven't. My biggest thing is like waking up early to work out. I am not a morning person. And I enjoy my sleep too.
Yeah.
So after maybe like the third week, I'm hoping my body get adjusted to waking up that early. Yeah. Because I've done it a few times when I try to wake up in the morning to work out. I did it like twice. Yep. Got up, went to the gym, came back, went to work. It was fine. Right. But do I prefer my sleep? Yes. So I don't know. We're going to have to see. That's my only thing is that waking up early, I don't know. My body going to be like,
what the fuck going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that. All right. Funny enough, I'm setting my alarm, so I had to make sure, because if I don't, it's gonna be problems. But yeah, anything that you are excited for?
Losing weight.
Okay. What about getting through your books?
I was gonna get through them anyway.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold y'all. My wife be powering through books like it ain't nothing, bro. I know they say read 10 pages. She'll read 30 in like 30 minutes. Like, so listen. Yeah. And do you want to put up any weight loss predictions?
What do you mean?
Like as in, you think you're gonna lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds?
I don't know what I think I'm gonna lose, but what I'm hoping is 30.
Hoping. 30? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So do I have any fears? I hope I don't have to restart. That's the only fear I already have. But I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be straight.
Why would you have to restart?
Because they say like if you miss any one of those, you got to restart. That's the rules. But we ain't restarted. I don't think. Well, whatever. We'll see how it goes. As long
as I continue to work out twice a day, that's all I really care. If I don't read a book, who cares?
But and on top of that, she'll read 30 pages in one day. So then, like, that's 3 days technically. But we ain't gonna get into the technical.
But if I don't finish a gallon of water, who cares? Like, I worked out. That's all that matters to me. I'm trying to get the weight off. Like, I'm not worrying about if I didn't finish my water. Like, if I drink 2 of my 40 ounces, I'll be okay.
Okay. And we're gonna give y'all weekly updates on here. And also, if y'all have the Apple Watch app, listen, join us. Shit. If y'all trying to join, pull up. I'm just saying. Because we trying to get in shape. What I'm most excited for is the weight loss. I want to see how much weight I can actually drop if I do it consistently. Because I really feel like I'm gonna get to that goal weight, which is around 190-ish, 195, somewhere in there. So if I get the closer I get to that number, the more lit I'm gonna feel. So yeah. And yeah, so that I answered both of them those questions. So yeah, we good. Yeah, man, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I think we're gonna be good though. We're gonna be good. All right. So let's talk about the movie, babe.
What is it? Rebel
Ridge, right? So let's go ahead and give a simple premise. I don't know if I want to spoil it too much, but let's just get the premise anyway. So the movie Rebel Ridge is about ex-Marine, black guy. His name in the movie is Terry.
I'm sorry. I just thought of it. Yeah. It's just because that point in the movie when he was yelling out Terry, and I'm like, this is just giving that whole Instagram thing. But okay.
Yeah. So Terry is trying to get his cousin out of jail because his cousin was a witness, and I believe he ended up snitching on a gang. Let's say states away.
Yeah, and they know if he
goes from jail to federal prison,
it's gonna be over with.
Right. They gonna kill him because they know what he did, basically, right? Yeah. So that was the biggest problem. So the premise of the movie is he goes into this little town in Louisiana where they're holding his cousin for 90 days, and he has about 4 to 5 days to try to get his cousin out, right? And he gets clipped by the police, or a police officer sees him riding in the town with his bike, and literally clips him, finds the bail money on him in cash, and takes it. And
then the rest is history.
The rest is history.
He do everything in his might to try to get his cousin out.
He don't even play, and he's a Marine, so he know how to survive in the woods, in the wilderness by himself. He knows different forms of martial arts.
He was living in the wilderness.
Yeah, like they didn't even know where he was. They couldn't, and on top of that, he only had his bike, for the first like 3/4 of the movie, whatever. So they didn't really know where the fuck this nigga was gonna pull up at. But they knew bro was a problem though.
Too much.
No. I wasn't. Only part I was gonna mention was they knew. Okay, so bro's like 6'2" or so. He real stocky, real built. The one part that I might give a bit of a spoiler to is he was in the part of the Marines called, I want to say it's MCMAP, MCMAP, right? And the way they portray this in the movie.
Well, first, because because you go into that part anyways. You got to start from the beginning.
Yes.
So they look up his name, try to figure out who he is. Yeah. They found out he was a Marine, and they were like, okay. They started reading his record. Yeah, he was never deployed, so they thinking, oh, we got this.
Yeah, he ain't no real gangster. Like
we ain't dealing with nothing.
Yeah, he ain't never catch nobody. And then they found
out he was the MCMAP, which is what, like, he was teaching.
Right. He was basically the Marines Corps' what you call a hand-to-hand combat specialist. So like this man know all forms of martial arts, karate.
They thought he was
wrestling,
in it. Well, they thought he was just like a part of that.
Right.
But then when they figured out what it meant, they saw a picture of him.
They Wikipedia
like he was an instructor.
He was the instructor. He was the person on the Wikipedia page. Like he organized that for the Marines. They was like, he told the chief, he was like, Chief, don't get too close to him. I'm like, yo. And they clearly didn't try to make it directly about race all the way. Well, excuse me. There were racist elements in it. Like, you feel me? Like they were, when they stopped him, they had the cash, I think this is in the trailer too. They made it seem like he's doing a drug run type thing. And
I was to say the coolest part about the movie is that he was a black man going head to head with these cops, sheriffs, or whatever they called in that town.
Yeah, the corrupt sheriff,
using like non-lethal force.
Right. It wasn't a movie that was unnecessarily violent. It was the right type of violence, and it was true justice. Like and I rock with that.
He ain't killed no cop.
Yeah,
he may like broke a person arm or two, but.
Yeah, he ain't really he turned up on the police in the correct, humane way without actually using lethal force. Let's say it that way. You feel me? And that's what that was a dope concept to see, because you know in most of these movies it's gonna be black versus white, which is like, all right, yeah, we get that, but the way in which it was portrayed was fire. It was fire. And the way they did the white girl. I think her name is Summer. Wait, let me make sure. Yeah,
right.
Summer. Boy, they did her so dirty, yo. That jump was so crazy. And the thing about that small town is that because of concepts like defund the police, this, that, and the third, the reason why they became so corrupt was because they literally didn't have much going on there. The defund the police help to kind of cut funding to that part of.
Now you tell it too much.
No, I'm just giving again more a premise. That's it. I want to literally I was going right here.
They can learn that from the movie.
Yeah, like, I know, but
let them watch the movie.
But yeah, all right, fine. Y'all go ahead and watch the movie. You feel me?
Like,
but
you want to know more? Watch the movie.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all though. I'll give it a solid I'll give it a solid 9 out of 10. What you think, babe?
Same.
9 out of 10. Yeah, so go watch that movie, man. Listen, it's
everybody
on Netflix.
Talking about it. And I've been seeing it all on social media today. Everybody talking about, it was a good movie. Go watch it.
Facts. So I would tell y'all, hey, go watch that. Go handle that. You know what I'm saying? Any last thoughts before we clock out, baby?
Nope.
No? All right. Listen, so if you made it this far, go ahead and subscribe. You feel me? Listen, we a whole vibe. And we build a community. We want to build with y'all. So build with us. Yeah, man. So, and again, listen, if you got the fitness up, let's see who really bought it. If you bought the 75 hard challenge, I want to see who really want to turn up and lose this weight for real, man. But yeah, this has been Relationship Wise. I've been Terrell.
And I'm Tasia.
Peace.